Knowledge for Men, episode 86.
Welcome to knowledgeformen.com, where you're going to grow into the man you want to be. Your life will never be the same again. I can guarantee it.
All right, I'm here with the one and only Steve Harvey, two-time Emmy Award winner, actor, comedian, entertainer, television and radio personality, and author of the best-selling book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Steve, I'm honored to have you here on the show.
Andrew, I'm glad you're having me, man. This is pretty cool.
All right, yeah. And after reading your book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, I was compelled to have you on the show. I didn't realize you were quite the thought leader on men and dating and relationships. So let's dive into some questions I prepared here for you.
All right, let's go.
All right, and let's kickstart off with, Steve, what does it mean to be a real man in today's society?
Well, a real man, and I've had this conversation with my sons, and I tried to help them understand because, they reached 18. They told me that, Dad, I'm a man now. They reached 21. They said, Dad, I'm a man now. And I tell them that manhood is not a number. It's an arrival at a certain state. And, I got my sons growing up and they're in real practice form of getting ready for real manhood. But real men have the ability, first of all, to take care of themselves. So if I'm paying for your college education and you live in an apartment that I'm paying for, you're practicing to step off into real legitimate manhood, but that's all it is right now. I think that real men have the ability to take care of themselves, and real men take care of everyone that they are responsible for and whose lives they touch. Example, if you get a wife, that becomes your responsibility. If you have a child, that becomes your responsibility. If you have those things and you're taking care of them, congratulations, you're a man. Until then, we're all working to that point. Now, I'm not saying you're not a man if you don't have a wife and child. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're taking care of everyone that you're responsible for, then you are.
Real simple and straight to the point. And what do you think, Steve, is holding men back from becoming the men they want to be?
Well, I think it's a lack of fathers, for number one. It's just a lot of guys that are growing up without fathers now because of high divorce rates and just because, so many teen pregnancies. And then you got just some fathers, they just not doing their duties as men. Well, you have so many young men that's trying to figure out manhood without a role model. And at my mentoring camp, the reason I created my mentoring camp for boys was I know for a fact that a boy without a male role model is like an explorer without a map. I mean, it's just not going to happen, man.
Absolutely. I think mentors can play such a large role in a man's life, both personally and professionally. And now, Steve, what does it mean for a man to be quote unquote ready for a relationship? How does a man know that he's ready to be in a relationship? Because I think all too often, guys will get into a relationship and that's not really, they weren't ready to be in a relationship, and it hurts both parties in the long run.
Well, it depends on the relationship now. Let's be real about that. You know what I mean? If you're talking about a serious relationship, or if you're just out there trying to figure it out, I mean, a guy is going to do a lot of things. Look, man, before I was serious about it, I was out there testing the waters as much as I could, trying to figure it out. But what gets you ready for a relationship is when you get tired of the revolving door. You get tired of the meaningless sex. It's just nothing to it, man. I mean, if you're waking up looking over at people and you don't remember how they got there, that's exhausting. Or if you're dating a bunch of women and it's going nowhere, it's just meaningless to you, nobody matters, then I think you may be ready for something a lot more serious. And you got to start going, wow, you know what? I want to buckle this down. I want to have somebody that I belong to, and I want somebody to belong to me, and I want something special. And I'm starting to think about my legacy as a man, and hey, man, I want kids and all of that. Once you start thinking like that, man, you want something more serious, then it's time to start buckling it down.
And so let's say a man has determined he's ready to be in a relationship or is currently in one now and is listening to this call. Can you explain the difference between the way a man loves a woman and the way a woman loves a man?
Well, see, that's what gets a lot of relationships in trouble, because Women have this all-encompassing love. A woman's love is learning, is sharing, it's caring, it's nurturing, it's great communicative skills. It's an all-encompassing love. And when a woman gives a man her love, she expects that love to be returned the exact same way. And that is the biggest mistake that women make, because we as men, we are just not wired the same way. We are not wired to nurture. We are not wired as great communicators. We're not wired as all encompassing. Men are problem solvers. You know, if your girlfriend or wife comes to you with an issue, all you try to think of is how to fix it so we can move on to the next one. And then a man really shows his love to a woman only three ways. And I call them in my book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. I call them the three Ps. They provide, they protect, and they profess. Well, professing a woman's love is giving her a title. So everybody knows, hey, you know, it's like if I go to a party and I'm standing around with a group of guys and my fiance shows up and I'm going to get her some punch. I'm going to say to all the guys before I go get this punch, hey, fellas, this is my fiance right here, or this is my lady right here, or this is my baby's mama, or this is my wife. I tell them the title that I've given to this woman so they understand. So when I go get the punch, Andrew, and I come back to that huddle with that punch, see, I can't see you leaning over on her, pushing up on my girl, when clearly I just told you before I went and got this punch who she was to me. So when a man professes his love, that's a big part of it. Then is the protection part of it, in that we'll protect you. We'll provide you a safe place, a safe haven. We'll do anything for you. We'll step in front of a car or bullet for you. And then the third biggest P is the providing. If we are willing to bring the money home, put it on the table, share it with you, give it to you, let you cut it up and divide it to make our household work. When a man is bringing that money home and willing to share it with you or give it to you to make it work, I mean, that's the ultimate for a man. That's pretty much how we define ourselves, how we take care of the people we love. So when a man is doing that, that's his love. And a lot of women have good men right next to him and don't know it because they keep expecting, well, he doesn't talk to me a lot. Well, we don't talk a lot. Well, he won't hold me and cuddle. Okay, that's not really what we do. He doesn't nurture me when I get sick. Well, look, I went and filled the prescription. I heated up a can of soup. I'm in here watching Sports Center. If you need me, call me. That's what a man does. Now, a woman hold you in her arms and rock you to sleep and heat your t-shirt up and stuff like that. They do an amazing job, but we're just not wired the same way, man.
Right, right. This is a big topic right here that could, help thousands of men right now in relationships. Can you elaborate more on what do men need from women in a relationship and what do women need from men in a relationship? Just elaborate a little bit more on those topics.
Well, women, from my experience in doing these seminars and everything, women have a long list of things they need, which is all right. They're not out of line at all, fellas, if you're listening. A woman wants honesty, they want integrity, they want trustworthiness, they want camaraderie, they want monogamous relationship, they want to feel special, they want someone who's loving and caring, they want somebody who's funny, who has a good time, who has a lot of things in common. And for a man in a relationship, what he wants from a woman is basically three things. It's just, see, men are very simple. And that's what I try to convey to women, because it's like a man shows his love three ways, the three Ps: they protect, profess, and provide. What a man needs from a woman is love, loyalty, and support. Now, let me break that down for any women that's listening here. We want your support in that if when we come in the house and we've been brainstorming and we got an idea that we think can really get me and you, or me, you, and the family to the next level, we want support. If we come in there and we think we got a great idea, we want support. If we come in here and we're feeling kind of bad about the job we had today and get a little tough day, we need your support. The second part of it is we need loyalty. A man requires loyalty. It's so important for him. I mean, just like a woman wants loyalty, but let me tell you something. In a relationship where there's cheating involved, women are more readily trying to work to get their relationship saved and get the man back on track than if a woman cheats on a man. Because we already know how valuable that item is that you possess, that we want to think is all ours, that we want to think that that loving that you have is so special that you would only give it to us, and to think that you would take it someplace else or share it with somebody else, that's too much for a guy. We want loyalty. Now, women want the same thing too. But because we view the act of sex so differently, that can get convoluted sometimes. But loyalty is primo one man. And then love. Everybody wants love. No person wants to live their life without love. But love for a man is two-part. It's love as in, I love you. You're the greatest thing. I'm so happy you're in my life. I can't live without you. The second part of love is that magical box that all women possess, that I refer to in the book as the cookie. I think you kind of get my drift here, but that cookie is critical. So if you got love in the cookie, that's one. After that is loyalty and support. Those three things, and a man will go to work for you all day. But if you're losing, if you're not supportive of him, if you're not loyal to him, and you decided for whatever reason that you're going to lock up the cookie jar, then I got news for you. Going to be a rough way. Going to be a rough go.
All right. And Steve, to summarize some of the main points here, what is your simple recipe for a long, happy, and loving relationship?
You want a real simple one?
Yeah, break it down. What you got?
This is what I tell every guy that's involved with a woman. And fellas, listen to me closely. It's real simple. It's cut and dry. If you want to have a loving, long, and happy relationship, remember this one golden rule I created. Here it is. You can be happy or you can be right. That's it. You make the decision, my man. Listen to me. If you want to be right with a woman all the time, you're going to spend your life in an argument. If you just stop trying to be right, you could probably be happy. Hey, look, baby. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. Honey, does this dress look great? Hey, I love it. It looks, honey, I'm going to paint the walls pink. Hey, I like pink walls. Great. Knock yourself out. Pink walls it is. Honey, I love imitation crab meat instead of real crab meat. Well, honey, I prefer real crab meat, but if you don't feel like cooking it tonight, imitation crab meat it is. Hey, man, and really that's true. I found that to be true because a lot of times you engage yourself in an argument with your wife or your girlfriend or your lady, and you find out that the argument is almost endless. I try to end as many arguments as I can at my house. And I just say, hey, look, I give, you win. I mean, what does it matter who wins the argument or not? It's not a debate contest. It's a relationship. And if I can give in to her a lot of little times, when I come in the door with some big stuff, there's a big chance that she'll give in to me.
Boom, there it is. Steve, I think you just saved a couple thousand relationships right now with that one simple little trick. I mean, you can be right or you can be happy. So, I mean, the choice is yours. And now, Steve, I have a fun scenario here for you. This can be in both business or relationships, however you'd like to take it. But the scenario is this, Steve. Imagine you had 60 seconds with your 20-year-old self. What would you tell him to do, and what would you tell him not to do?
Okay, son, listen to me. The life that you have right now, as it is today, is as simple as it's ever going to be. It is going to get increasingly more complicated as you get older. So take these mistakes. Don't let them define you, because you're going to make them. When you make the mistakes, chalk them up as learned, valuable, gained experiences, and keep moving on. Also, son, if I were you, I would just stay out here and not get married until you find the absolute right one. Get yourself together first, because in order for you to be everything to somebody else, you've got to have fulfilled the majority of your requirements yourself. Get yourself together, take a wife, build a family, and when you find her, love her and only her, and you'll save yourself a lot of pain. 20-year-old Steve Harvey. That's what I would have told me. I didn't get that when I was 20, so.
Now, would 20-year-old Harvey listen to you, or would he just punch you in the face?
No, no, he would have listened, man, had he heard that. But life's experiences, you're going to have to experience them. And I can tell it to you all I want, but you're going to have to get to that crossroad in your life all along the way. And you got to constantly keep making decisions. And if you don't stay tight, man, you're going to make a bad decision, which all of us will. And you are going to make a series of bad mistakes. But had I understood what I know about women now, man, I'd have played it a whole lot differently. But I know it all now. I mean, it's working. The wife I have now, I can apply all of that to her now. So I've got myself in a really great position. But boy, oh boy, oh boy, did I slide down a slippery slope for a long time.
Yeah. Steve, your wisdom is invaluable to my audience today. I really appreciate this. And Steve, go ahead and plug your upcoming event that you got coming up in Canada.
Oh, man, just thanks for having me, man. I'm going to be up in Canada on September 27th at the Sheraton Center at 7 o'clock doing a seminar about this book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. So any of you fellas want to come out, man, I'd love to have you.
All right, guys, you can catch Steve Harvey live this month in September, where he goes in depth on the keys to a successful personal and professional relationship in Vancouver, London, and Toronto, Canada. Get more details at steveharveylive.ca and use discount code KFM11 to save $20 off your ticket. So this is an event you don't want to miss. It will be a laughter-filled evening that will entertain, motivate, and inspire you to be your greatest self. You're going to gain insight on how the opposite sex thinks, improve your relationships and life while laughing the entire way. You can get your tickets at steveharveylive.ca and use discount code KFM11 to save $20 off your ticket. All right, and Steve, thank you so much for being on the Knowledge for Men show. You have impacted thousands of lives with this invaluable wisdom. I'm happy that you're here on the show today. Thank you.
Andrew, thanks a lot, buddy. Y'all take care.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up episode 86 with Steve Harvey, the actor, comedian, the entertainer. And so if you want to get more of Steve and you're in the area of Toronto, Vancouver, and London, Canada, you can go ahead to steveharveylive.ca and use discount code KFM11 to see him live and get the full experience of Steve Harvey. I know I want to go there and check him out, so I hope to see you there. Take care, guys. Until next time.
Thank you for listening to the Knowledge for Men podcast show. It's been a pleasure having you be a part of a thriving community of men who want to crush it in all aspects of life. I'm on a mission here to inspire millions of guys, and with your help, we're going to make a dent in the universe. Check out knowledgeformen.com for a ton of free content that's designed to help you live a remarkable life. Again, that's knowledgeformen.com. I hope to see you there. And always remember, 2014 is the official year of the crush, where we take action to get the life we've always dreamed of. This is your host, Andrew Farabee, and until next time, let's do it.